It can be very confusing when the narcissist suddenly disappears because they leave you without any closure, without any explanation. They vanish as though the story was never real. And in that silence, you start replaying everything in your mind, every conversation, every moment that felt real. You ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Why would they just walk away like nothing happened? How can someone who claimed to care just disappear? But what you need to understand is this: narcissists are performers. They are actors on a stage, entertainers playing to an audience. They are only there to amuse, to intrigue, to captivate, but never to truly connect. It was never designed to be more than that. And yet, they made you believe otherwise. They made you believe you were building something together. A relationship, a partnership, a future. But behind the curtain, it was only ever a show, a well-rehearsed act. See, narcissists adjust their behavior based on their audience. They change their tone, their movements, even the way they look at you. Because their entire sense of self is tied to your reaction. Your smile, your tears, your confusion. That is their fuel. They don't want love. They don't even want companionship. What they want is attention, validation, admiration, praise. To them, being seen is worth more than money. Being noticed is worth more than love. Because attention tells them they exist. It reminds them they are real. It gives them a fragile sense of power and control. But then, they disappear. They slow down. They pull back. They stop investing. They stop trying to impress you. Why? Because they already know the truth. They already know they're not captivating you anymore. They already know their charm has worn off. That their act isn't pulling you in the way it once did. They sense it, because you've already revealed it to them without even realizing it. Maybe you questioned their behavior. Maybe you didn't laugh at one of their jokes. Maybe you stopped reacting. Maybe you started seeing through them. You didn't mean to reject them, but in their minds you already did. And nothing terrifies a narcissist more than rejection. They don't want to feel the full weight of being discarded. So they preempt it. They vanish before you can vanish on them. They discard you before you can discard them. They tell themselves, I didn't want them anyway. They weren't good enough for me. I ended it. I'm in control. But the truth, it wasn't control. It was fear. It was their fragile ego that couldn't bear to watch you stop clapping for their performance. Understand this. Narcissists are hyper-observant. They study you like a mirror. They watch your eyes, your tone, your body language. They know when your excitement fades. They know when your laughter sounds different. They know when the audience isn't applauding like they used to. And when they feel the applause slipping, when they sense their act no longer moves you, they know the show is over. That's when they start to devalue you. That's when the insults begin, the coldness, the withdrawal. They try to make you feel small so they can feel big again. They try to regain control by making you question your worth. But that's just the last desperate act before the curtain falls. In the beginning, you were captivated. Every gesture made you feel alive. Every word felt electric. And your energy, your response, was their oxygen. But over time the mask slips, the jokes fall flat, the charisma feels empty. The once thrilling act becomes dull, predictable, lifeless. And when they can no longer keep your attention, when they can no longer extract your energy, they leave. Even if you still love them, even if you're still holding on, they can feel that shift. They can see the weariness in your eyes. They can hear the exhaustion in your voice. And they know you are already halfway gone. So they beat you to it. They discard you before you discard them. They turn cold, cruel, disrespectful. They rewrite the story. I ended it. I walked away. I was never that interested anyway. That's how they protect themselves. They would rather destroy the bond first than risk being the one left behind. The truth is, they disrespected you. They damaged the relationship. And deep down they knew the act had run its course. They knew you were no longer enchanted. And for them, that means one thing. No fuel, no power, no control. Even if you stayed, they could feel the truth. That you were tired. That your soul had gone quiet. That you were done dancing for their attention. So they take the stage lights down themselves. They vanish into the dark. Because at the end of the day, the narcissist is nothing more than a performer. And when the audience stops clapping, the show must end. It was never real. It was always a performance. So if you're wondering why you won't hear from the narcissist anymore, that is your answer. They cannot stand in front of you without the mask. They cannot face you without the act. Because without the performance, there is nothing there. Just silence and emptiness. But that silence, that is your freedom. Because the truth is, when they disappear, it isn't your loss, it's your liberation. Their absence is the proof that the performance has ended, and now you get to live a life that doesn't need applause. You get to live with honesty, with peace, with real connection. You get to build something that was never meant for the stage, but for your heart. You survived the illusion, you walked out of their theatre, and you never need to buy a ticket again. If this message resonates with you, know this: you are not alone, you are not crazy, and this silence is not your fault. For daily posts and one-on-one coaching, visit narcsurvivor.co.uk. To support my work, donations are welcomed at paypal.me/narcsurvivor. Like, comment, share and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss another video.